What's up, Dreamedia family? This is Zach, and I'm out here with Rob from Epson, and today we have a very special video for you. We are going to be comparing the QB1000 versus the QL3000. They're brand new laser projectors. We're going to get into all of the details after the intro. Let's go! Welcome back, Dreamedia family. I'm going to toss it off to Rob, who is our specialist here today to discuss these amazing new projectors and the price points as well as the performance differences. Off to you, Rob.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. We're excited to talk about the new QL3000 and compare it to the QB1000. There are a couple of significant differences, but first let's get the big kind of meaty differences out of the way, right?
Give it to me.
The QB1000 will generate 3,300 lumens of brightness. That's its target brightness, and it's a fixed lens projector. So the lens is integral to the unit. You can't order a different lens from Epson. It comes in one size, right? It's the standard lens.
And that's how you guys have typically sold your projectors, so this is nothing new.
And it is the standard lens, the same lens that we used in the LS12000. So through a ratio of about 1.5 to about 2.5. That's about where that is.
Beautiful. And it's still a motorized lens.
And it's still a motorized lens.
Great.
When we move to the QL3000, some things start to change, right? Some fundamental things. First, let's talk brightness. We go from 3,300 lumens to 6,000 lumens. So a massive uptick in terms of brightness performance. And then we introduce an interchangeable lens system. There are about a dozen lenses that you can pick from, all the way from ultra short, the Epson snorkel lens. I'm sure you've seen
saw that
before,
out
right?
there. That was really cool. Was that on this QL3000 that I saw?
That was on the QL3000 in the
Wow.
other room.
Let's throw a little B-roll up on the screen for you guys. I mean, that looked absolutely stunning with tons of ambient light.
Tons of ambient light. And you get this ability to throw these massive images from no distance at all, whether it's front pro, overhang like there, or even rear pro. Right?
I never expected this from Epson, honestly, in this price range. You typically only see this in like your Barcos and whatnot. So what other lens options are available for the 3000?
So again, that's the ultra short. That's a 0.3 throw ratio. And then we move through the various kind of throws all the way out to about 10 in terms of options. But I'll tell you this, there are many options in the kind of the standard range that we would typically see with fixed lens. Again, about 1.5 to 2.5, and everywhere in between. The point is, if you have a space and you have a dream screen size, chances are Epson has a lens that will make it work for you. So there's over a dozen lenses to pick from to make it kind of happen. Those are the two kind of fundamental differences between the projectors that would really kind of drive one of the major purchasing decisions. Do you need the brightness? You know, is the throw ratio for the QB1000, you know, too short or too long for your particular case? Then you have a hard pass and you go immediately to the QL.
Yeah.
There are some other differences as well. What I would say largely is that the QB1000 is really tuned more for the dedicated lights up experience.
Dedicated theater reviews.
Exactly. It can handle some ambient light. Like you sit down.
Well, yeah, we have used the LS12000 in rooms with ambient light.
Right.
In its class and price, I mean, it performs exceptionally well if we pair it together with an ALR screen.
Exactly.
So
it can live in that.
You could still utilize
You absolutely
the LB.
can. You absolutely can. Just from a philosophy standpoint, the QB, let's call it the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
QB, 80%, you know, darker room, that's where it wants to be, but you can turn some lights on, no problem. The QL, and the QL3000 in this case, let's say is 80-20 the other way, right? It is really designed more from Epson's perspective to go into places that have ambient light, that you may turn off the lights sometimes at night to watch movies, right?
I mean, open concept game rooms, basement setups, living rooms, pool table spaces, all these flex rooms are becoming more and more popular. The new Epson QL series.
Right.
Just because it requires, I mean, literally some of these rooms are just engulfed in windows, and in some cases we have to do a drop-down motorized screen because there is nowhere to put the screen.
That's right. That's right, and that flexibility is really what kind of defines the QL. So when we think about the Q series in general, it's what we call to kind of reimagine projection. And it's not that projectors have like fundamentally changed how like their internals work, but to challenge the status quo of what we think we know about projectors, where they're supposed to go. I'm not interested in where they're supposed to go. I want everyone to own a projector. It's my very favorite technology in all of consumer electronics.
So let's talk a little bit about inputs and video formats. How do they differ? As well as I know the fan noise is an important topic to touch on.
Absolutely. Let's just start there because you ended there. In terms of fan noise, at 100% light output, the projectors have a kind of a fan noise of 28 decibels. Now that is sub-whisper. So
both projectors?
Both projectors,
oh,
right?
Wow.
So they are both essentially silent when you put them into your space. You don't really need to worry about them competing.
What was the LS12000 at?
So the LS12000, that on top of my head, I don't exactly recall. I know it was similar. I know they are quite similar.
Yeah, because that wasn't a super loud projector either.
No, they've all been in kind of the 30s and kind of below is kind of the normal space for those. The reason I point out 28 for these specifically is the QL3000, which I know this video is not about.
Yeah.
But the QL3000 is part of this family, is 10,000 lumens, and that's 33 decibels. So it's only this much louder than a whisper. But talking about inputs, so
yes.
It's still the same two HDMI 2.1 inputs.
Beautiful.
Auto low latency mode, 4K 120.
40 gigabit per second.
40 gigabits per second, but there is a difference in formats.
Okay.
So both projectors support all the same formats in terms of 4K, HDR, HDR10. However, HDR10 Plus is exclusive to the QB1000.
The QB because it's designed for dedicated home cinema.
Because it's designed for that space. So
that makes sense.
It's kind of genesis comes more from that kind of classic Epson Pro Cinema family.
And how about when you step up to the 7000 model? Does it, I know we're not talking about that in this video, but does it have HDR10 Plus?
No, so HDR10 Plus exclusive to the QB1000.
I see.
So with the QL3000, it's really just even more brightness, and it costs you a couple decibels to get it, and a few extra dollars, right? That's the other difference. So lastly, speaking of dollars, that's the other kind of difference.
Let's talk about the price difference between the QB1000 and the QL3000.
Absolutely. So the QB1000 has an MSRP of $7,999. The QL3000 is $14,999. Okay. Now the QLs do not include a lens when you purchase them. I mentioned interchangeable lens model.
What's the price ranges low and high on those lenses?
There's a pretty good range, but I got good news for you, right? The majority of lenses for like standard kind of throw that you would expect, those lenses are typically around $2,000 or below. As a matter of fact, the lens we're using now is the M15 lens that has a retail price of just under $1,700.
Wonderful.
Now, if you like that ultra short throw snorkel, right?
That's cool.
There's a lot of geometry and engineering to make that happen. That's a $15,000 lens. So there are some lenses for some applications that do cost more money, but if you need to get it done, that's that's ultimately it's a specialized tool to make that happen.
And it goes even further, into your investment lasting long term. You could take that projector and put it in different homes as you move.
Absolutely.
Really, really impressed with what you guys are doing with this new lineup. I appreciate you breaking down all the differences between these two models. Now, I'm going to put an on-screen demonstration with our Sony camera. All right, Dreamedia family, so they're firing up the demo right now. We're going to start out with the QL3000. We're using Kaleidescape. Of course, you guys know this is the ultimate movie player when it comes to reference level video playback and lossless audio. It is our #1 choice here at Dreamedia. You have to check out Kaleidescape, the ultimate movie player, which we'll be using today in this demo. Wow, we literally just fired up the first demo and quickly toggled between the two, and it's a substantial difference. I'm seeing now why it's a dedicated home cinema. I mean, it's coming off with much richer black levels pretty much immediately. But break it down for me. What are the viewers seeing right now?
Yeah, so what we're looking at right now is the QB1000. Now this isn't a calibrated experience, so this was professionally calibrated for this environment. So what we're actually delivering on screen is just over 100 nits, about 110 nits of on-screen brightness. But something significant is going to happen when I switch over to the QL3000, because the QL3000 is delivering just under 300 nits of on-screen brightness. And that's really what happens when you go from a 3300 lumen projector to 6000. And you can see with HDR what's happened.
It still has great black levels.
It has great black levels, but it's also come alive. The colors have come alive. Yes. And that's what HDR does. when you have enough brightness with your HDR, it doesn't just make a scene brighter for the sake of brightness, it resolves color information in those highlights. And that's just one of the benefits.
QB1000 is what we're looking at right now. Flip back to the QL. Wow. Much more vibrant.
And then also with HDR, the other thing you'll notice is where the highlights. So the highlight expression also changes considerably. HDR being an absolute system of contrast, whether you have 1,000 nits on screen or 500 nits on screen, black is always 0, right?
Yes.
What happens is where the roll-off happens, right? Where the tone mapping takes effect. And that's really the highlight difference.
That's
causes
amazing.
the image to come alive.
Thank you for showing us that, Rob. All right, Dreamedia family, that is a wrap out here in the Epson booth at CEDIA 2024. I can't tell you how impressed I am by these new projectors. If you're interested in learning more about this unit, reach out today and speak with a specialist. Schedule a video consultation. Here at Dreamedia, we go above and beyond to create your system design, and we'll hand curate a package specific to fit your needs and budget. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative in helping you make a buying decision. If you liked it, give us a big thumbs up, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below for more. Till next time, this is Zach with Dreamedia, out here with Rob from Epson. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.